World of Darkness. This is a scene for the Werewolf venue. Really strange day for Bettina. Her buzz is wearing off. She still has Emmet's information, and she's going to meet up with him. Yeah, she's missed a lot. Time's going by way too fast. People keep on doing stuff, and she can't keep track of any of it. We'll begin our scene here.
Yep, okay. So you actually start off, Emmet probably gave you an address, as well as probably detailed, like, directions to said address, just in case. Because he just knows that Bettina isn't as good with electronics as, your average glass walker, so he's like, okay, let's do that. It's obvious that he wasn't attempting to insult or any of that.
Okay. She does have a smartphone.
Okay. Bettina will just see Emmet actually just kind of leaving the vegan sandwich shop with a to-go bag on him.
Oh, okay. She's gonna look at the vegan sandwich shop like, the fuck is this thing? Okay.
It's called the Art Gallery, by the way.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so she puts her phone away and walks up. Hello?
Yeah? Like, because
Emmet.
Emmett's just standing right outside. Yeah,
Oh.
Bettina, what's up? Did I do something wrong?
No. My English. What's vegan?
People that don't eat meat or eggs or anything that was produced by an animal.
In a tone of voice that suggests that, unfortunately, her English was as good as she thought it was. Okay. Anyways, she goes, thank you for meeting with me.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
I'm sorry I've been away from home so much.
Yeah, I know you guys have your own thing you're dealing with.
Oh, everybody knows?
I know.
Fair enough. I was actually wondering, how are things going at home? How's David?
Well, I haven't had too much time to really talk to him, He's been really focused on the tree.
Oh, okay. She catches her throat. She was concerned. Okay, and the tree, it was settled?
Not yet. We're still making plans.
Oh.
Still planning things.
Mother's going to be really angry.
Yeah. Yeah. Eh. But
What
hey,
about the hole? Did we dig the hole?
you mean the trench?
She looks at him like, come on.
Yeah.
And how is Mother?
Still doesn't seem too great from what I understand. I haven't really seen her since, well, that started.
Is Gerard insane?
What?
Gerard, is he insane?
He's a man that can turn into a 9-foot-tall bipedal wolf.
She looks around like, Christ.
Well, I'm assuming that we're like out somewhere where there's not that many people.
Yeah, but she's always paranoid like that. Like, why do people keep on saying words?
Just like, eh. I mean, he's about as insane as any of us are.
Really? The ones I was told about back home, they completely.
What do you mean? SFs?
I heard it third hand actually that one killed his wife because all she ever produced were ones like me. So, yeah, you hear things.
Okay, let's go somewhere where we can talk more openly.
Okay.
Since I know you're worried.
And you'll have to tell me what's actually in that sandwich.
You know, I don't even remember anymore.
I can't even imagine what would be in there. There's no cheese, no meat.
Nope.
She shakes her head like, oh boy. Okay, so where are they going?
Yeah. I assume Emmett still has his old place back from
Okay.
he first changed. Most of it is probably gone by now and probably moved into the Strider's pack house, but he still kind of has it as kind of a backup just in case. You can see this kind of Bettina can see this kind of bowl thing filled with a strange substance, and that any cockroaches that would have been in the apartment are now gravitating towards there, meaning they're kind of fucking off.
Oh, God.
In the Glasswalker tribe book, it actually gives a solution for it. And I have Glasswalker lore too, so I'm assuming I know it. So be like, he'll hold open the door for her and all that. And he'll just be like,
Okay.
this place is safe. No bugs here.
Literally, I see.
Nah, they're all over there.
And she looks around. Okay. Interesting. Everything probably is really tidy, right?
Everything's like looks like it's been moved out, more or less. Like there's still a few things there. Like there may be a couple of chairs, TV tables,
Okay.
like one of those cheap ass like TVs the size of laptops or something.
Okay. Well, she goes to like one of like a small cluster of chairs, I guess, and she kind of motions like, yeah. She sits down. All right, so what's been going on back home?
Everyone has different ideas as to what to do with the tree. Seems like it's really hard to nail down a general consensus as to what the hell we should do.
Why is it hard? We give it to Mother and her
Yeah,
and the Beta take it from there. And
I mean, I'll be real. I'm a glasswalker. That's not an urban Karen. It can be who it can belong to whoever fucking tribe it wants to. I don't care. We just need to get
no,
it secure.
no, instructions were clear. It was actually texted to me what was in the howl. The mother wanted it for herself. She said that she wanted it before King Morningkill claimed it with his appendage.
Okay.
As he is a silver fang, that might have been a very literal translation.
Yeah, well.
So it was for her.
Sorry?
So why, what tribe is involved? Are these the Shadow Lords or?
No, I know that Blitzkrieg, or do you prefer me to call him Dave or Blitzkrieg or something else?
Call him by whatever you prefer. I don't actually know what I'm supposed to call him.
Blitz and Contemplates had the idea of just being like, you know what, fuck it. We're taking gear over there and we're going to put this shit in there and it's going to be a get sept, whatever, because we need something there.
With the one is alpha and one is beta.
I'll be honest. I'm just a Cleve, and I'm just a Glasswalker. I really don't know things like this.
So has it been done?
Again, not yet. People disagreed.
Oh, so they did it and then people disagreed.
No, they didn't do it yet. We were mobilizing to do it. Then people disagreed. Then we didn't do it.
This is why people should not talk to each other. Once they had the idea, they should have just gone and done it. You let people think.
Maybe.
It's like this kinfolk business. Times I am able to get away and do things. I want it all done now, and they're saying, no, we need to wait. And I say every time we wait, that just gives people an opportunity to talk and screw shit up. But does that mean that David would be an alpha?
I don't know. I'm not a get. I'm sorry.
All right. I don't suppose it's going to work, but...
That's... Who's to say that it's even going to happen now anyway? I mean, hell. If I were leading the sept, I would grab any random spirit off the street and just shove it in there at this point.
Why don't you?
Not at the urge. With my luck, I'll probably end up grabbing, like, you know, Cockroach. Or Clashing Boom Boom. Or any of the other Glasswalker spirits. Then everybody would be really pissed, because then everybody would be like, we have retained, then I would die.
But still, if you grab something like, say, Cockroach, shoved it in there, it's still better than Morningkill's dick.
Maybe. Not only
Sept
that,
goes to mother.
Yeah. Not only that, but it would give the sept a huge edge on urban combat, which is something that we do all the time already. Not to say that none of the other totems people have picked are subpar, not as good, whatever. But
Really, how much do you know? You must know everything about building a sept, yes?
yeah.
The tone that she said that, though, was kind of like she, in her pseudo-respectful voice.
Nothing at all.
Far be it from me to tell you about it, but at the very end, there was a part I participated in. At dawn, everything tries to attack the sept that you were creating. And you have to hold it until dawn comes properly.
So it's
And
like
you
a
can't, what is going to come, especially in a city, you can't hold with just 2 Garou. There was a reason that I was there. It's because they're worried at the sheer amount of things that were going to come.
yep. Urban septs are some deadly things.
We had undead things, and I think there were ghosts. There's something else that came too. But everything that's bad and of the worm will come and try and attack the sept and stop this from happening. So maybe it's in everybody's best interest that just a small party go down there and shove some spirit in there while people are still arguing, and then it's given to the mother, and Mother Larissa is happy, and it's all good.
Maybe. It's an idea, at least.
It's I don't really have an opinion about Blitzer contemplates having the sept. But they would need everybody's backing. The amount of gnosis that needs to go in, the rite that needs to be performed, I don't even think it was our alpha that did it. I don't think David would know it. I don't know
Yeah,
if Contemplates does. But that person wasn't able to do anything. I didn't even see them for 2 days. And then we were all told to go outside and stuff and wait. So all of that's a lot more than 2 people. So if they had everybody's backing, then fine, but they don't. So it's better to have 2 against you than have only 2 up there, you know?
Yeah.
Far be it from me to tell you anything.
Stop doing that. Stop intentionally making yourself lower than me just because of some genetic difference between us.
But it's more than just genetic. You were picked.
Bettina, one of my older brothers was a football star. The other one was a robotics expert. I wasn't picked by anyone.
These silver fangs can study this as much as they want, and yes, they have very pure people. But if you actually, how many Garou do you know where they had no idea that any of this was existed? They had no idea that their family were kinfolk, and their family certainly had no idea. It's not rhetorical. How many?
I don't know of too many. It seems like a lot of you were born in this culture. I wasn't. I was raised outside of it.
With the exception of David. Everybody that I've met here at the sept that's told me their story, it all happened very suddenly to them. Their family certain didn't know. It's just one day the first change came upon them. They were selected. If this was all down to genetics, then the Silverfangs would have perfected this to an art. Your people would have perfected this somehow. But these breeding things, they're not going to. They never factor in how random it truly is. It's just trying to replicate what the mother, Gaia, is really choosing. I've had a lot of time to think about this, how it happens.
Hmm.
A lot of time. I think all the kinfolk do.
I don't know. I never felt particularly chosen for this. It's something that happened, so it happened. Honestly, everything I've been doing after that point has just been kind of a reaction.
You had no idea.
No idea.
No idea.
At all.
There you go. And you probably know your great grandfather, what he was like, and your great great grandmother. You probably know a little bit at least, probably how they got to America or something.
No.
You don't?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so at least going back 3 generations, people didn't know. If you get people to talk about it, you're going to find out a lot of these random stories. People like the Silverfangs are the exception, where they keep track of it and carefully tally. Sept of the Green is one of the big septs of the world. And it's supposed to be in one of the most dangerous areas in the world. So you think that the best Garou would go there?
Nah, I'm here.
You were picked out for some reason. The same way that kinfolk with gnosis are picked out. It doesn't make sense if you really look at the families. This is I was told growing up, you don't have a religion except for Gaia. But when I think more about it, it is a religion. Talk to her, ask her for things, because I can't ask spirits for things. We do a lot of stuff on faith.
That's true.
How can you really think the whole thing is down to genetics? Otherwise, wouldn't your own people and the Silverfangs have it completely mastered?
Hmm. Genetic engineering is a lot harder than a lot of people think.
A bunch of idiots in Scotland can figure out how to make big dogs small and small dogs big. And I think that your people would have at least figured out what the what do you call it? The pattern in DNA. It would have at least figured out the pattern in the DNA.
The gene?
Sure. Um, where does science come in when you want to give the spirits gifts? Where does science come into the Umbra?
Hmm? Well, all science is just just knowledge, really. I think Theer just applied their own form of science to the Umbra.
I was told that science was Weaver. necessary evil.
What? And religion wasn't?
Sorry, what?
And religion and faith weren't? Is
Faith would be Weaver in the sense that I believe that things don't have a logical outcome. I have to believe that I can't predict how it's going to go, but that I can ask for it to go a certain way. So in that respect, but hold on, let me think about this. But the entire principle of the thing, the hoping, the uncertainty, the feelings that you don't have control, I wouldn't say that's Weaver.
well,
I would say a lot of faith is inherently wild.
that's an interesting take on it. I would like to mention, though, before we were Glasswalkers, uh, before we were Iron Riders, we were the Warders, Warders of Men. We oftentimes, well, before we had computers, before we had the railroad, before we had cars, before we had any of that, the thing that binded humanity together was faith. We were men of faith. Hell, we originated from the Middle East.
I'm not saying that there's not a little bit of wild in you. Just like I said earlier that I thought the trust and the expectation that things would follow some kind of pattern would have a little bit of Weaver.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying a lot of what you put your trust in, the expectation that things will have a logical outcome and have to have a logical outcome, and the idea that you can understand everything because it follows a set of patterns. I'm saying that you mainly trust in a lot of Weaver things.
Mm.
And that expectation that things are going to follow the pattern genetically and so forth, I think is actually the wrong approach. And it's denying the very basic right in front of you fact that a lot of Garou come from random families.
Mm.
And every time it happens, all us kinfolk like myself and a few of the others I've met around here, we always look at them and we think, why you? I was bred into this. Literally, I was bred for this. Why you? But we are happy that they're there, she says very quickly.
I'm sure you had the same thought about me when I came onto the sept.
I was a little distracted.
Yeah, I didn't find that out until later.
Hmm. I'm happy I'm fucking him now, but I do wish I'd never met him.
Understandable. But you're happy now.
I've don't want to, I started talking about something I can't follow through with. This tree. Do you think you could just go down there?
Like, me just go down there?
No, with a Theurge and whoever else is in your pack, do you think you could quietly go down there while Contemplates and Blitz are tied up in whatever they're doing?
Could be a possibility. If we brought enough the urges, because quite honestly, I have no clue what the goddamn plan is anymore. It seems like we have 7 different plans.
I always thought that the alpha of another sept needed to be down there to do it. But I realized that my knowledge is very limited because I didn't see everything. So maybe you might need to talk with others in your pack. But yeah, just 2 Garou can't do it. By the way, the other kinfolk and myself, I think we're going to be away from the sept for a little while longer.
If you guys need anything, hit me up. I'll see what I can do. May not be able to do much, but
Thank you for the visa.
no problem.
I don't know if there's anything you can do right now. But at least know what we're doing is not nearly as important as what you're doing with the tree.
What you're doing is as important as anything else anybody is doing. If you assign it importance, then
That's a very good-natured statement. I am going to go home. To my fae.
all right.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Okay, and with that, Tina gets up and goes.